You see, when Jesus came into this earth, when Jesus, the Son of God, came, the Lord did not appear in power and majesty and glory and might and strength. He appeared in humility, in compassion, in tenderness, in mercy. And when Jesus went to the cross, we see two things. Number one, we see how sinful our sin really is. Your sin, my sin, was so sinful that the only way that you and I could ever stand in the presence of God is if that sin is wiped off the books, if that sin is atoned for. And the only way that sin could be atoned for, it would require the suffering and sacrifice of the Son of God Himself. That's how sinful our sin really is. Yet, God's grace is so graceful, His love is so big that Jesus gladly made that exchange to have you forever. And when we see ourselves as we really are in God's presence, how sinful we are, but how graceful He is, and that now because of His love, we are somebody. Now because of His love, we are worthy. Now because of His love, we are the people of God. Now we have a foundation. Now we have something to say against our miscalibrated anxiety. Now we start to recognize what's actually a threat and what's just an annoyance in our lives. Somebody doesn't like you, somebody doesn't approve of you. What of it? You have the approval of your Father in heaven. You might lose a job, did lose a job. What of it? Our true riches are in heaven and cannot be taken away from us. A disease comes, your health is threatened. What of it? We have resurrected life, and we will live forever in eternity in the new heavens and the new earth with Jesus, our Redeemer. And when we see this from God's perspective, it helps quiet the anxiety. See, here's what Elijah didn't see that we can see. Jesus took the storm of God's wrath. Jesus took the fire of God's wrath. Jesus took the earthquake of God's judgment so that in exchange, we can have the gentle whisper of His grace and love. And do you know why God was able to whisper to Elijah? You can only whisper to someone when you are very near to them.